There's a reason why you always feel like you have to say yes to everyone just to keep the peace. See, we often feel like our struggles are our personality flaws, but in reality, it's signs that we're just out of alignment with our true design. We can get stuck in a hustle friction cycle because we actually aren't playing by our own rules. If this feeling sounds like your daily reality, there's a reason why you've always felt this way, and it's actually hidden in your birth date. This is where numerology comes in. Numerology is the study of numbers and their energetic influence on our lives. The most important number in one's core numerology chart is called the life path number. You can think of it as your soul's blueprint. It explains and reveals your purpose, your mission, the lessons that you came here to learn in this lifetime, your strengths, talents, challenges, and gifts. Today, we're going to specifically be looking at Life Path 2. If you don't know your life path number, there is a link for a free numerology life path calculator in the description. You can grab yours and follow along. Now, life path 2, your purpose. You came here to be a peacekeeper. You came here to be a peacemaker. Life path 2 is known as the power behind the throne. So in the previous video, I did all about the life path 1 being the boss, the leader, the starter. Life path 2 comes after 1. You're the power behind that boss, behind the one throne. Life path 2 is all about patience and loving. And so that's what you came here to master in this lifetime. That's what you came here to bring to your world and to the world. Now, some of the gifts or talents that the divine intelligence gave you, you are a super great listener and you're also very diplomatic. Life path 2s do really well in careers where they have to balance the scales, where they have to keep the peace and harmony. Life path 2s have a knack for being an excellent mediator or a counselor. You can be so loving and very relationship driven. The 2, right? 2, all about you and another, or you and a group. Group dynamics shows up heavily with Life Path 2. Life Path 2 is highly intuitive and very sensitive emotionally and energetically. You can walk into a room and read the room, if you will. You get the vibes, you feel the emotions. You know, when you walk into a room and someone's been arguing and you feel it in the air, Life Path 2 has that gift, and it doesn't have to be just because you walked into a room and people are arguing. You can pick up people's emotions. You are an empath. You are so patient and so giving when you are in your highest and best form of the Life Path 2. Now, some of the lessons and the challenges that you came here to learn and master in this lifetime include giving or not giving to the point of resentment. See, you are a giver, you love and you want to help and be there for everyone. And sometimes you can overdo it, you can overgive. And let's face it, there's always going to be people who are takers, and there's always going to be people who take and run your well dry. So not only are you learning to balance that, but you're also learning how to put up boundaries. Boundaries are necessary. When you have boundaries, people can't cross over them because you've drawn a line in the sand. So that means that you can't overdo it. You can't overgive. You can't give to the point of resentment when you have boundaries in your life. And it's not just boundaries that you may have to put up with people so that you don't fall into that resentment, but you also need to have healthy emotional boundaries. The 2 in numerology, the 2 life path is really, again, emotional. And so you have to learn how to express your emotions properly. Other challenges that might arise with the life path 2 is being very childish and very combative. And you're also learning how to not be a doormat. Again, that kind of comes back to that overgiving and overdoing. Not only are there people who will keep taking from you, but who will literally use you as a doormat. And because you're always trying to keep the peace, that is one of your lessons. You also will be challenged with being self-serving and being challenged with victimization. Poor me, right? And look, I mean, there's some terrible things that can happen to us, and there's definitely, we're human, right? We have feelings, we have emotions. Victimization and feeling, bad about somebody doing something to you is completely, there's a fine line there. Let's just say that. Now, being a life path 2 is really going to test your sense of establishing yourself without needing outside approval. So validation seeking, acceptance, people pleasing, right? So those are some of the challenges and the lessons that you came here to master so that you can rise above those and accept yourself, validate yourself, be everything you want to be for others to yourself. Now, in the tarot, the number 2 is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess has an inner knowing, has an inner knowledge, is very intuitive, okay? It has a number 2 to it. So the energy is very intuitive and sensitive. So this is about tapping into your inner resources, that inner knowing that you have deep inside of you, that you were gifted with. So this is what the High Priestess is all about. And then you see the 2 pillars in the background, right? It's that balance, seeking harmony, seeking balance, being in the flow, going with the flow, and also being very spiritually guided. Now, we've definitely got into the Life Path 2 blueprint a little more, but there is so much more. This is just the tip of the iceberg. But I wanted to pull a card directed at the Life Path 2 or anybody who is a people pleaser, anybody who is constantly seeking acceptance and validation from others and having a hard time giving it to yourself. So I just wanted to pull a card for a message from the universe for anyone who's struggling with this. And I've pulled the 4 of Wands. Sorry about the glare. The 4 of Wands. This is a happy, solid energy. The 4, it's all about stability and structure, being safe and secure, okay? This talks about being safe and secure not only in your life, but in your inner self being stable, strong, safe, and secure. And so coming back to the 2, right? Creating peace, harmony, and balance, not only in the external, but also in your internal world. When you do that, you will build this safety net, this safe home inside of you, this spiritual home inside of you that is very grounded, safe, and secure. So really getting in touch with your inner self, spending time with yourself, learning about yourself, establishing who you are on the inside out and not letting other people dictate that for you. Now, knowing your blueprint is one thing, but actually living it is on a whole other level. And that's actually where the transformation happens. So if you're ready to stop the hustle, if you're ready to stop the people pleasing and really dig into who you are and move into more alignment and that transformation needed to step into your power, to be in your power, to be in alignment, I'm here to help. I'm an alignment coach and numerologist, and I specialize in moving you out of friction and into flow. So you can click the link in my bio to actually book a session with me. When you're ready, let's move you from hustle to harmony. Don't forget to like and share this with anyone who you think would benefit from this information. And I'll see you in the next one.